If you're a startup founder and you're having trouble acquiring customers, then I'm going to tell you about one strategy that I've used and that I've used with other startups that can dramatically change the game and shift the winds in your direction with getting you more customers. And that is to build an online course for your SaaS startup. And I'm going to convince you why this is a good idea. And before you start freaking out, say, I don't think I need to build an online course. I'm too busy worried about developing my own product. That's what I want to sell. Let me give you a couple details on why I think that you should be selling an online course and how it's going to improve your customer acquisition, and it's also going to increase your conversion rates, and it's going to make more active and happier and hotter customers in general. So let's get into it. Why I think every SaaS founder needs an online course. And I put SaaS founder as opposed to your startup. I think you personally should have an online course that sells your startup. Let's get into it. So the first couple things with selling an online course is you get to show off your expertise. You are the developer, you're the founder, you are the CEO of this app, and your entire life and your entire dedication is aimed at solving the problem, the big problem that we all talk about. I go over here and this is how we map out the problem. If you are not an expert in solving the problem that your app solves, you need to go to this video right here. I might link it down below, but it's mapping out this problem and figuring out what are some common scenarios that my customer feels, what emotions do they feel, why now, why is this a big problem, what have customers tried in the past. So you becoming an expertise and showing off your expertise is going to be a big win for you so that your customers feel comfortable that if they do end up buying your app, that you are the person to solve this problem because you've shown off your expertise in this online course that they just went through. One thing too is not every customer or not every person that you want to attract to your company or to your app is going to need your app or going to buy your app or going to ever use your app. And sometimes they just need a very small thing solved, and your online course can do that for them. It can be, maybe they don't have this huge ongoing problem. Maybe they just have, it's tiny, it's small, and in the online course, over the next 7 days, over the next week, over the next 10 days or 5 days, or however long your course is, you can solve that problem for them, and they're all the better for you. And these people were never going to be customers, but it's now a nice way to get them on your list, get them in your world, and then make some revenue off them. And this is the biggest thing right here. Your app is the solution. As you take people through your course, now, of course, solve their problem in the course. Don't create this bullshit cliffhanger course where they get to the very end of the course and say, hey, in the final lesson, if you want to really solve this problem, or, we're almost there, we're 80% of the way, and now you need this. If I took a marathon course and at the very end they told me the only way to run the marathon was to buy specific certain shoes, or take this next running course, I would be pissed. I would be angry. I would be like, this online course is terrible. I want a refund. And then now you're also mad at the founder, and there's no way in hell that you're going to buy this app because they just dragged you along and just left you off on a cliff. So make sure that the online course that you're selling actually solves the problem. But this is the next step. Your app is phase 2. If your course is the 101 course, and then your app is the 201. This is, your app or your course is a way to attract new customers, people who are slightly familiar with the problem, and your app is for hey, if you're dedicated and you really want to get this problem solved quickly and effectively, we have an app that I think you're going to like, and I think it's going to really solve your problem all the way 100%. So don't leave them hanging. The other part too is with a course, it's also a way that you can, if you're struggling to think of marketing campaigns, or I feel like I'm talking about the same thing over and over, or I can't make another YouTube video, Jordan, then a online course is this kind of lightning strike marketing campaign where you can create a challenge. You can create this kind of buzz around thing, and it doesn't have to be whatever your product is. It doesn't have to be your product challenge. It could be the problem that you're trying to solve challenge, and so your app is a little bit hidden in the background, and it's not about selling your app, it's about selling this course, and it's about getting people interested and in love with this idea of the challenge, and they join the challenge, and they're excited, and these people that are joining the challenge are your ideal customers because they have a problem, they have a desire to solve the problem, they're showing some initiative, and this is the easiest way to filter people out, segment them, and say, hey, you killed it at this challenge. You were amazing at this. You went through all the lessons. You did a great job. And then that's where you easily sell them the app. It's very simple. A cohort, this is another way, cohort and challenge, community aspect. These are, if you can build something that feels alive, it feels organic, it feels like there's a social aspect to it where we're all gathered around this problem or trying to solve this problem. That feels pretty powerful, and that's how you build your community funnel. It is something that is constantly churning in a good way, not like the bad kind of churn, but like it feels alive, feels organic, and you, the founder, can keep it alive. And this is also how you kind of harvest those live leads. It's most people, if they do a lead magnet or an ebook, or they just say, hey, subscribe to our newsletter, it's kind of on that day one that the person signs up for your newsletter or whatever it may be. That's kind of it. That's like the hottest they're going to be. That's the most excited they're going to be about whatever you're offering to them. And then every day after that is that it just exponentially fades down to zero, where they just don't really care. They don't remember why they signed up for the newsletter. So with the community, after your online course or with your online course, it's kind of a way to like, new people are coming in, new people in the community are coming in. It feels alive. Like people that joined 30 days ago are still there. They're still posting. It feels, again, it feels alive. It feels like something is actually happening and moving. And those old 30-day leads, if you told me I have a lead that's 30 days old, I'd say, forget it. It's too late. We could try to get them back. But if they're in a community and like, hey, this person joined 30 days ago, but they posted this morning in the community, that's a lead. That's ready to go. They're still fresh. They're still active. They're still thinking about your app, your problem. And the last part, this is the biggest part, is that an online course can cover your can cover your CAC. Your CAC is cost to acquire a customer, or customer acquisition cost, whatever you want to call it. It is a way to pay for your marketing. If you are afraid of running ads, if you are afraid of paying an influencer or spending any kind of marketing dollars, an online course is a way that you can, someone is paying you to become a lead. So your customer, your lead, is paying you to join your list, to join and be sold to. That is amazing. So if a customer can come in, if it takes $100 to acquire this customer and I sell a course for $50, $60, $70, or $100 or $200, then, or $500, then I'm able to take those marketing dollars and dump them back into the marketing funnel or dump them back into ads. And now you're getting paid to acquire customers, which is a beautiful thing to do. So let's talk about how we kind of structure this, how the funnel works, I want to build an online course, Jordan, what do I got to do? And this is just another look at what your funnel currently is. This is probably what you're doing here at the top. You have your customer here and you are trying to sell them to buy a $49 a month product or a $199 a month product or a $10 a month product. And they don't really want to buy because that's a commitment. They don't want to sign up for your app because that's a commitment. That's a monthly fee. That's an annual fee. It's big, and it's like, I don't really know if I want this, or, I'm not the right person at the right time. Whereas if you put something in the middle between them and say, hey, you're a customer, let me tell you about this new online course that we have, or this new challenge, or this new cohort, and it's $49. It's a one-time fee, and we're going to solve your problem in the next 10 days. We're going to solve your problem in the next 5 days, and there's no commitment. It's join the course, and here you go. And that is a much easier step. It's a much simpler commitment than saying, how about you pay $50 a month every month for the rest of your life, versus how about you pay $50 a month one time and you get something out of it directly in the next 5 to 10 days, and it's enjoyable, and you get access to a network and community. Would you say yes? And it's like, yes, I would say yes. And then these people, the course, you're not selling these these cold leads out here. You don't have to say, hey, please, get my app, join it now. You can just say, hey, just get the course. That's all you gotta do. It's a much smaller ask. And then when people that have joined your course and they're familiar with you, they've seen your face all the time, they have like trust in you now, it's much easier to say, hey, you know what? You should get our app. You should definitely get our product. So that's the funnel that I recommend. So if you're going to build an online course, how do you structure the online course? Let's say you're going to price it at $49. It's a 5-day course or something like that. Very simple, 5 lessons, 4 lessons, whatever it may be. This is the structure that I always go with, and I've helped coach over 30,000 course creators in making this kind of structure. It's very easy, very repeatable. The first lesson or the first part that you're going to focus on is myth busting. You need your customers to kind of have a clean slate when they come in. Your customer is going to come in with a bunch of baggage and objections and myths that they believe in and limiting beliefs and things that they like, hey, this is how it is. This is how it goes. This is how you do things. And you need to spend the first lesson just being like, hey, cool. You're here. You're here for the right reasons. I'm glad you're here. I'm excited. Let's talk about the 5 myths that are holding you back from getting the results that you're looking for. And you just go through and knock out those myths one by one. Then you go to the how-to section. And I made the how-to section bigger because the how-to section is 60 to 70% of the meat of your course. It is actually showing people how to do the thing. You're talking about the strategies. You're talking about implementation. You're talking about the step-by-step, baby step tactics that they can do today after watching your video. They watch your video for 20 minutes and they go, okay, I can go do that, and I go set that up. That's the how-to. It doesn't have to be just one chapter. It can be multiple chapters, but in terms of the amount of content and the amount of time you spend on this is easily 60 to 70%. Then you go to common mistakes. Now that you've taught people how to do the thing and you've shown them, now go to like, hey, here's what I would avoid, or here's what beginners do. Here's the beginner mistakes that I would avoid. You're going to save them some more time. And instead of having them flail around trying to figure it out, shortcut that learning process for them so that they can, again, get the results as fast as possible. Just go through the common mistakes. And then you're going to finish with, you could call this phase maintenance. I call it the future you. This is now that they've learned the skills and now that they know what to avoid with the beginner mistakes, now you want to kind of start to future cast and paint a picture for the future. Like, hey, now that you know these skills, here's what you can do with these skills. Here's what you can do with these results. And here's how you keep it going. This is if you're selling a weight loss course, yes, we lost 10 pounds in this course, but here's what you need to do to keep the 10 pounds off. Here's what you need to do to not gain the 10 pounds or not gain 20 pounds after you leave this course. This is like how you keep the results going. And then after that, you tell people to go into your community. You tell people now that you are a valued VIP member, we're excited that you went through this course. We are talking every day about this. We're doing live events. We're doing comments, FAQs. You can talk to me anytime you'd like over in our community, and that's where you dump people in the community, and that's where you keep selling them your app, your product. You could sell them your app or your product right here after the course is over. You could also sell it at the beginning as like give them a free trial or give them 30 days for free or 60 days for free if they need to like use your product in order to get the results. We've done this plenty of times. And let me grab some examples. So a great example that they're already in existence is Ship30's example. Ship30 also owns the software typeshare.co. Typeshare is a writing app. It gives you, they've integrated it perfectly into Ship30. So you join the Ship30, and if you're not familiar with Ship30, you write 30 essays in 30 days. It's Dickie Bush and Nicholas Cole. You write 30 essays in 30 days, and on the onboarding phase, they say, here you go, here's a coupon for free 30 days or free 45 days of Typeshare. This is where you're going to write all your essays. This is where you're going to share all your essays. And then also there's a bunch of templates and guides and resources and assets in there that you can use as well. And then, so basically it's a 30-day free trial, hands-on experiment of using the Typeshare app with Ship30 as the front end. In a way, it's a mask. It's a front-end mask of we need an excuse for people to use Typeshare. Let's create a cool challenge around it and get people in there. And people stick around. So after the 30 days, they say, hey, I love this, or they feel sticky, or all their essays are saved on TypeShare. So that's why people stay on TypeShare. Some other examples that I looked around. So I use TubeBuddy on YouTube. And TubeBuddy, if I were running TubeBuddy, I would create some kind of YouTube academy. And when I say academy, I don't mean like the help resource center. Like a lot of people think with a course, they're like, oh, I'll just make a like Framer University or Webflow University. Those are help articles. I'm talking about something that someone has to pay to get into. They are there for a reason, and they are forced to go through the material to get the result they want. A help article or a series of tutorial videos on how to use your app is not what we're talking about here. So for TubeBuddy, they need some kind of YouTube academy. Like, hey, in the next 30 days, we're going to launch our channel, grow our channel. We're going to, get our first 100 subscribers. We're going to create our first 10 videos on YouTube. They need some kind of YouTube challenge. And then, of course, say like, hey, and to get the most out of it, install TubeBuddy at the top of your page so that every time you're logging into TubeBuddy, we'll show you how to use it, how to use the analytics, how to generate ideas using keyword searches. It's a very simple way to like integrate TubeBuddy with some kind of YouTube challenge. That's what I would do for TubeBuddy. So another example I found was Cello. I think this was the #1 product for June on Product Hunt. And they're a word of mouth kind of affiliate program that you bake into your product. And what I would do is an affiliate course, how to attract your first 100 affiliates, how to attract your 50 first affiliates, or get, some kind of affiliate training where I am the founder and I need to how do I attract affiliates? How do I train my affiliates? How do I talk to my affiliates? And how do I get my affiliates to bring me in tens of thousands of dollars a month in new users and revenue? That would be the entire challenge. Like, hey, for the next, and just instead of selling Cello, the app, I'm now selling the affiliate mastermind class where people can learn and they pay to get in. And I keep hinting on paying and emphasizing they have to pay, because when you pay for something, you pay attention. When you pay for something, you are committed. If it's a free course, it's a very free lead magnet. There's no commitment. If they don't do it, if they don't go through it, there's nothing bad that's going to happen. But if a customer is paying to be here, then they are going to lock in, commit. And if they don't want it, then they'll get a refund, but that's on them. So I emphasize that if you're watching this, like, you have to charge for this online course to make it work. So this is what I would do for Cello. I would make some kind of a affiliate mastermind, and that is going to wrap it up. So I hope at the end of this video, I've convinced you that you as a SaaS founder need to create an online course. You can do it for free on a lot of platforms. You can just record a couple videos, put a Stripe link in front of it, and give people access to those videos. You can make it as simple as you want. You can actually go to an online course platform and start from there. But this is how you share your expertise, build trust with your customers, lower your cost to acquire customers, and find and segment and nurture those super consumers who are hot and ready to buy your product and are excited. And it's going to make the sales process that much easier. Instead of selling them directly to commit to a monthly plan with your app, sell them a one-time fee of using your course, and then inside that course, upsell them to use your product, or give them a free trial to use your product throughout the challenge. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Jordan P. Anderson with Nice Slice Studio, and we'll see you on the next one.